broadcast.
Oh, and it looks like we're back.
Okay, so sound issues hopefully sorted out. Now Boston is playing a Teamer Delver deck. 4 Delver Secrets, 4 Tarmogoyf, 3 Young Pyromancer, and 3 True Name Nemesis. More or less, you know, typical stuff you'd expect to see. Some Brainstorms, Ponders, Force of Will, Daze, Spell Pierce, Spell Snares, 4 Lightning Bolts, and yeah, your basic Teamer Delver list. What have we got on Ben's side?
Ben's side looks like a Grixis Delver deck. So we have the expected 4 Delver Secrets, 3 Young Pyromancers, 2 True Name Nemesises, 2 Gurmag Anglers, and 2 Bitter Blossoms.
Okay.
So he's playing a very mid-rangey kind of deck here.
Yeah, I think Boston maybe with the slightly faster deck, but I like the stuff that Ben has going. I think the Bitter Blossoms are going to be quite good in this matchup, and I think a little bit better removal.
Yeah, I think because you can afford more of the green blacks. Well, your side.
Yeah, so just actually one dismember on both sides. So either of them can deal with Tarmogoyfs or Gurmag Anglers. So we'll have to see. But you know, it's typical Delver start. 2 Delvers, a little bit of wasteland action going on, and yeah, we're gonna do Delver stuff.
Yep, and bolts. I wonder if he's gonna try and hit the Delver. Yep, and he does.
Yep.
So that sets Boston back. And we see up on top.
Yeah, now Ben is up with... He's up a threat, he's up a land. And you know, this like the death matchup, right? So
yeah,
I mean,
so
Ben's in a pretty good spot here.
Yeah, especially since he off the ponder, it looks like he drew the Daze, which after setting Boston back with Wasteland. Oh, and Young Pyromancer. Is he gonna get?
Yep, that's gonna get Daze. Oh, okay.
Trade off there.
I like it.
Yeah. So.
Now, the question is going to be, does Ben have an answer for this Pyromancer? Because Pyromancer can get silly really, really fast.
Yeah.
Oh,
well, he has his own Pyromancer by the looks of it. And...
it's going to be one of those games.
Yeah, a lot of tokens.
which you know, if the ground is going to get locked up this way, then Ben's Delver in the air is actually extremely good.
Yeah.
Because it's possible...
Oh, Boston double Wastelands.
Okay.
That's...
Nobody gets to play lands. Oh.
Well, Ponder. So, it looks like Ben's flying ahead right now. I think on top of having the flipped Delver, he's
now got a Pyromancer token. He's can-tripping.
Yep.
Yeah, I think... you know what? I think I take that trade every time.
Yeah.
And there's another Delver.
All right.
Well, Insectile... Oh, no, it's a Delver, and then it's Insectile Aberration.
Yeah. So, they're kind of getting close to evenly matched. Kind of pulling through here. Let's see if he flips anything. Real sort of fixing cards in his hand right now. So, oh, yeah. All right, so, yeah, hopefully we have all our sound issues fixed up by now. It looks like we do, so in the meantime, wow, they have quite the graveyards, both of them.
Which, you know, Gurmag Angler and Tarmogoyf both tend to shine with the well-stocked graveyards.
Yeah.
I think Gurmag would be bigger, because I think Tarmogoyf only gets up to a 4/5, because we don't have any of the weird, you know, artifact or enchantment or planeswalker or, you know, tribal, but no one plays tribal. But Ben way ahead anyways. I mean,
yeah.
You know, Pyromancer, tokens, More lands. Yeah. Yep.
Bolts, and it looks like, yep.
Yep.
Boston's
seen enough.
Well, sitting at 6 life right now, that was pretty much a given.
Very early victory. If Ben could have taken care of the one last land, because there are a few greater achievements in Magic than, beating your opponent when they have no permanents.
Yeah.
Like that feels about as good as it possibly gets.
It's tough, but if you can get it fast enough.
Yep. Ben not able to get the flawless victory. He's going to have to settle for going up one game here in round 2. Now, looking at the sideboards, Boston has Ancient Grudge, a Dead and Gone, Flusterstorm, Grafdigger's Cage, Grim Lavamancer, Life from the Loam, Pithing Needle, Pyroblast, Surgical Extraction, and Sylvan Library. Not a ton that's super exciting. Definitely some slight upgrades. I think the Grim Lavamancer is great if it can actually get in there and survive. Pyroblast, I think there's a reasonable argument for it. Other than that, I don't think there's a ton that's all that exciting. Sylvan Library is a maybe. I don't know if they want to bring that in this kind of matchup.
No, it's because you're looking at very limited board state between the both of them.
Yeah, and I mean he's gonna have his life total pressured, so it's not really able to get the extra cards. Now what about what's Ben's sideboard look like?
Ben's sideboard actually looks pretty good against a lot of different aggro type decks. He's running 2 Diabolical Edicts, a Grafdigger's Cage for the graveyard. 1 Snapcaster Mage and 2 Braids and 1 Kolaghan's Command.
Okay.
So
I think the Kolaghan's Command is definitely great.
Yeah. Especially when you're looking at a matchup with 3/1s.
Yeah.
Answers a lot of the Delver problems that you might face.
Yeah, definitely. The Edict is definitely coming in because True Name Nemesis is a thing. Although can be tricky to work around actually killing that True Name Nemesis, when there's other junk on the board.
Yeah.
Lily Last Hope, I think, probably is going to come in.
Yeah. It answers the Young Pyromancers pretty well.
Yeah. Pyromancers, answers tokens, just also can generate card advantage. Like if you can play it on an empty board minus and get a creature back, then you're great, because if your opponent then lightning bolts it, you've still 2 for 1 them, right?
Yeah.
And certainly, if one of the players gets the kind of start Ben does, like this can very much be a tempo battle, but I think it can also kind of turn into a resource battle as well, where Liliana can be quite strong, and certainly that's the kind of fight that Grixis colors tend to do so very well at, is kind of the grindy, incremental generating advantage. And I mean, I just like the colors in general, because they do that kind of grindy, incremental advantage, and then, oh, by the way, here's a 5/5 that I paid 1 for. It feels like they can do almost everything except, life gain is not something they're good at, but again, that's not necessarily something that's terribly relevant in the format. So I think the Grixis decks are great. I mean, even having lost Deathrite Shaman, like, clearly they are still a very relevant thing to have to be aware of in the format.
Yeah. It's, they have just so many options for so many different things. When you're looking at Black having very anti-graveyard cards on top of also having a lot of graveyard cards, so like ley lines and those types of things, it's really helpful.
Yep.
But they have so many different options for removal, and so many those options can really help you out, especially if they're situations like with Kolaghan's Command.
Yep.
A Braid. Those can really just pull out a lot of answers.
Yep, absolutely.
To the board state that really just give you that really swings things in your direction.
For sure. Now, I think relevant, I'm going to have to actually look up what Dead and Gone does, because otherwise, both players opting to play a couple of copies of True Name Nemesis. Ben has answers for the True Name Nemesis with the Diabolic Edict. I think Boston actually doesn't have a way to answer True Name Nemesis at all.
Yeah.
But I'm going to have to check what Dead and Gone does, because not familiar with that card, and that could be the one that I'm missing.
Alright, so Boston opens up with a Ponder. I guess he's trying to give himself not only some card advantage, but try and find a Delver. Oh, and Ben goes for the Thoughtseize.
And I checked, Dead and Gone is a red damage spell, which
Yep.
there it is, actually. So if Ben gets a True Name Nemesis in play, there's just nothing Boston can do about it.
Yeah. So...
I have to say that is one of my favorite things about Legacy. Is, you get the goofy commander cards that were never intended to be played one
Like
versus
Flusters.
one. Or you're sitting there and you're like, hey, guess what? I'm the Monarch now. And people are going, what does that mechanic even do? And,
Yeah.
But because you're not supposed to play that in 1v1. And Legacy is fun that way. I mean, I know some people will say that, True Name is kind of problematic in the sense that you're not supposed to get protection from a player.
Yeah.
But definitely the format can handle it, and the format's adopted to it, and I think that is so fun. Like I think that is just a really cool aspect of the format.
Well, I mean, that was kind of one of my favorites with Nick Fit running Marin. Like you would never think a creature that costs what 4 or 5 mana,
Yep.
but she gets there sometimes with her abilities because the Veteran Explorer Cabal Therapy combo there just
and I have to say I love Nick Fit for that reason, because it's like Veteran Explorer, Cabal Therapy, and then a bunch of other stuff.
yeah,
like
just good stuff.
like
Plus,
inexpensive stuff. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna play Siege Rhino in the super efficient format where it's like people are sleeving up. Like, what are you playing? 31 drops. Like, okay, cool. I'm playing Siege Rhino. So,
Yeah.
which is just phenomenal. Now, okay,
wow. So Ben's really
really going off on killing the lands, killing a Delver, but Boston's Tarmogoyf.
Yeah.
I think at that point, we've got creature, instant, land, sorcery. So, oh no, just a 3/4.
Huh.
So no source. I don't think that's right.
Yeah, Thoughtseize is a sorcery.
Yeah.
We got a land. We have a young Pyromancer. And
I guess that's the first instant. I thought there was already a bolt. Well, either way,
Yeah.
it's a 4/5 now.
yeah, so I think Ben kind of didn't really help himself with the Wasteland there.
No.
He did limit Boston's options
Yeah.
in a lot of ways, but he is bolstering that Tarmogoyf.
Yeah, and
Painfully.
Boston's sitting on a daze.
Yep, which he...
Yeah. So. Oh.
Daze battle.
Days or days. Okay.
Oh, takes that back. I guess he... Yeah, so 4 more damage off Ben.
I love Tarmogoyf. It doesn't see necessarily a ton of play in Legacy, but it definitely one of my favorite modern cards, which actually also where it doesn't see a ton of play, but when it's good, it is so good.
Yeah.
And when it's staring at a 5/5, it's kind of,
Kind of hard.
You're like, oh, okay, well, that's fine.
So... I think Ben can really afford to swing in here. Decides to go for a Brainstorm. Let's see what he decides to keep, if he does keep anything.
Yeah, and it kind of feels like Ben has sort of stabilized here, because, he's up on lands.
He
has a creature that Boston has no way of killing currently.
Yeah. And really it's just...
Okay.
Well, so...
2 Tarmogoyfs, not bad.
Yeah, that's... I guess that answers the gourmet question.
Yeah, well, I mean, Ben can't quite attack at the moment anyways, because Boston can just go, yep, sure, and then basically kill him on the crackback. Like, I don't think Ben wants to go to 1 when he knows his opponent is playing, things like Lightning Bolt.
Yeah. Kind of wants to keep himself at least above 3.
Yeah.
So,
But, I mean, this Gurmag Angler is just kind of sort of shut down the board a little bit.
yeah. Oh, and he goes for another brainstorm. I guess he's searching for an answer, obviously.
Yep. Well, and he's also, so interestingly, like, he's able to kind of sculpt his hand a little bit and find what's best. And I think Boston, is sitting on Spell Pierce and the copy of Dead and Gone and another red card, which I'm not sure what it was. Possibly Pyroblast, I didn't see.
Yeah, it was Pyroblast. So, it's,
And a Wasteland, why not?
Yeah. And True Name, okay. So,
right. Which Boston straight up can't answer.
Yeah. I mean, Boston is pretty much stuck on blocking right now. He can't really swing in with anything and everything.
All right, so he's got his own brainstorm. So now we're in the sculpt hand phase of our stalemate.
Does he? Unfortunately, he only has one land open, and
I don't love the Dead and Gone there.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not sure what else it's really doing. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Like it doesn't deal with either of the threats currently in place. So I mean, yeah, if he plays a young Pyromancer, I can then answer that, and I'm still dead to the stuff on board.
Yeah.
Like.
So.
Or not dead, but cold to the stuff on board, anyways.
Oh, and is he gonna play? Yep, he plays the Delver of Secrets.
Mm-hmm.
So. Now he has another active threat on board.
Yep. Which relevantly flies.
Yep.
Ah, okay.
Okay. So
there you go. I have to imagine, you don't always get to tick up and kill the Delver before it flips, but when it does, it's pretty strong.
Must feel pretty nice.
Yep. So now, Boston has to do something about that Liliana, because
well, it looks like he tried to Dead and Gone the Angler.
Yeah.
But it got dazed.
And I mean, that Liliana is either going to keep returning creatures or, if the game gets to that point, like, if that card ultimates, you never beat that. Like, it's, you get 2 zombies a turn, and then you get X plus 2, so it goes ridiculous. Like, I think you go, like, 2 zombies, then 4 zombies, then 8 zombies or something like that.
Exponential zombie growth.
Yeah, and a deck that is interested in attacking with creatures on the ground is never getting through that wall of zombies. So, this definitely puts Boston on a bit of a clock, even though he's the one with the life total advantage.
Yeah. So Ben drops his own Delver of Secrets, which means that Boston's clock does tick down a little bit faster now.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So Boston's kind of on the ropes, actually, which is a bit surprising given that he opened up with
doing great, but I think that's this deck. I think the Temur Delver deck maybe is a little bit better at getting the quick start.
Yeah.
But it certainly seems like Ben's card quality is maybe a little bit higher or more powerful right now. Like the Gurmag Angler are definitely outclassing the 4/5 Tarmogoyfs right now. And the Liliana, which is just, it's going to kill any Delvers that get played. It's going to kill any Pyromancer that gets played. And it's just going to win the game.
So Ben dismembers one of the
Tarmogoyfs. Yeah, and he's going to get in there.
Yeah.
I guess with a True Name on blocking duty, like, you're fine.
Yeah. Ooh. So Boston has a Lightning Bolt in hand.
Yeah.
So that puts some pressure on Ben, because if Ben drops even a little bit further.
Yeah.
So. Oh, and it looks like
he's going to be returning a creature.
No creatures?
Well, that's fine. There's another True Name.
Yeah.
Seems okay.
All right. So, he returns the Delver.
Okay.
That's swings with the Gurmag. He's really putting a lot of pressure on Boston now.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I think Boston's in a lot of trouble right now.
Yeah.
And land is not going to do it. He's got 2 lands and a lightning bolt. I think he's just dead next turn. Especially if this Delver flips. No,
yeah.
I mean, he's going to either have to chump the Gurmag. Well, the Delver doesn't flip, so that's one small
bit of victory there.
Yeah.
Bought him some extra time. But he probably will end up throwing the Tarmogoyf under the bus.
Yep. I mean, yeah, if Ben attacks with both creatures, like, he has to.
Yeah. So he very obviously blocks the Gurmag.
Yep.
Just to hope that he top decks some sort of extra damage spell.
Yeah, another bolt could be interesting.
Oh, Force of Will. Yep, so...
Yeah, that's not going to do it. So Ben is going to take it.
In 2.
Nope, 3. Boston did win one of them.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So I'm going to go down and see if we can get Ben in for an interview. Because I think we still got quite a few in the round. And yeah, we'll hopefully have Ben in the booth for a quick interview. And I'll be back in a minute.
Yeah. In the meantime, you guys can visit our website at harryt.com. We can also visit the online store at harryt.crystalcommerce.com. There are upcoming challenge series. They will be posted. They are posted on the website if you guys want to swing by there and find out when we'll be streaming next. In the meantime, just sit back, relax, and we will hopefully have somebody in to talk to about their recent win.